I madwa panyua Jerusalem stand and face Jerusalem. Yeah. Blessing of the Sabbath. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Asherah.
Asherah.
Nathan Lanawa.
Nathan Lanawa.
Ashabaf.
Ashabat.
Bashalawam.
Ashalawam.
Tawada.
Tawada.
Aman.
Amen.
English translation. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, that gives to us the Sabbath in peace. Thank you, so be it. Ta'alim ma'a Asherayim Akkad. Psalm 121. Anya Arayim Ayanimya O Arayim Mayan Yabua'a Isaiah Yabua'a Mayahawa Shahisha Shamayim Barataza La'a Yanathan Namawat Wagalia Yala'a Yanawam Shashamaka Ana La'a Yanawam Wala'a Yayishan Shashuma Yashurallah Yahweh Shemaya Yahweh Tazalia Ayel Yad Yanyamya Yawmam Ashamash La'a Akaya Rayurat La'a Balayala Yahweh Yashamaya Mako Rai Yashama Nabasha Yahweh Yashama Awalakia Abu Ayah Maitha Wa'aid Iwulam Bahasham Yahusha the water Aman.
Psalms 121, a song of degrees.
Yes. Thank you.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, and even forevermore. Amen.
Amen. Shema Yasharallah. Hear, O Israel. Shema Yasharallah. Yahweh. Allah Haynawa. Yahweh. Akkad. Shema Yasharallah. Yahweh. Allah Haynawa. Yahweh. Akkad. Shema Yasharallah. Yahweh. Allah Haynawa. Yahweh. Akkad.
Deuteronomy 6 and 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Amen.
Amen. Yahweh Tapala, Yahweh's prayer. Abiyanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwafka, Taba'a, Ratazawanka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Ka, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Lukham, Yawam, Za, Wasalaknawa, Kawaf, Wafinawa, Kawaf Nawa, Kasalaknawa,
Kasalaknawa,
Kawafiyanawa,
Kawawapyanawa,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Abiyonawa,
Abiyanawa,
O
Nasai,
Nasai Abo,
Abo,
Aoshainawa,
Awashanawa,
Morai,
Marai,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Amalakwa,
Amalakwa,
Wa'ala,
Wa'ala,
Watapara,
Watapara,
Aiwalam,
Waiwalam,
Aman.
Amen. Matthew 6 and 9. After this man therefore pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Amen. Ashura matazawaf, the Ten Commandments. La'a,
La'a,
Yahaya,
Yahaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Alkayim,
Akari,
Alpanya,
Alpunya,
La'a,
La'a,
Taisha,
Taisha,
Laka,
Laka,
Poso,
Paso,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Taibadam,
Taibadam,
La'a,
La'a,
Talakwaka,
Alakwaka,
Shamwa,
Shemwa,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Lahaika,
Alahayaka,
Lashua,
Lashua,
Zakar,
Zakar,
Af,
Ah,
Ayuwam,
Ayuwam,
Ashabaf,
Ashabat,
Lakudashra,
Lakudashwa,
Kabad,
Kabad,
Abiyaka,
Abiyaka,
Amaka,
Wa Amaka,
La'a,
La'a,
Tuatazak,
Iratazak,
La'a,
La'a,
Tana'ap,
Tana'a,
La'a,
La'a,
Taganab,
Tagana,
La'a,
La'a,
Taina,
Taina,
Shukur,
Shukur,
La'a,
La'a,
Takamad,
Takama,
Ko,
Ko,
Ashura,
Ashura,
La'aika,
Laraika,
Aman.
Amen. Exodus 20 and 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. For the Lord I hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in it is. And rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. I'm thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, for infinite is thy neighbor. Amen.
Aman. Yeshua, please be seated. Barakta Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ashura, Natananawa, Par Yagapan, Tuara Aman, La Yahal, Ba'ashem Yahusha, At Yasha Allah. English translation. Barakta Yahweh. English translation. Bless our Yahweh in the name of Yahushai that gives to us the fruit of the vine. Thank you, so be it, to Yahweh in the name of Yahushai with Israel. Select here. Forgot to dial in the conference line. Let me do that now.
Welcome. This service is provided by free con. Your input is invalid. Please re-enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign. If you are the host, press star now. Please enter your PIN followed by the pound or hash. Thank you. There are 3 participants in the conference. Please announce yourself.
That information. So, see, well, like I said, once I start visiting, I won't even need it. I will be there live and direct.
Shalom.
All right.
Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom, brothers and sisters. All right, my apologies. I forgot to log in. So the service is on the way now. We're about to read the prayer. All right, shalom once again. Let's go. Madu upon you, are you Washalom? Stand face Jerusalem. Repeat the Hebrew only. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Hagadol.
Hagadol.
Rakaram.
Rakawam.
Abiyah.
Abiyah.
Wanawa'ah.
Ranawa'ah.
Aliyawan.
Aliyawan.
Malak.
Malak.
Shal.
Shah.
Shemayim.
Shemayim.
Baratazah.
Baratazah.
Wako.
Wako.
The Baryam.
The Baryam.
Kayam.
Kayayam.
Wagam.
Wagam.
Amashiach.
Amashiach.
Mayahawa.
Mayahawa.
Adawanawa.
Adawana.
Ahabnawa.
Ahabna.
Hapala.
Apala.
Ya'aitazah.
Yawa'itazah.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Zakarnawa.
Zakarnawa.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Batazawan.
Baratazawan.
Aimka.
Ainka.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Aizonawa.
Aizarnawa.
Bana.
Bana.
Wasap.
Wasa.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
O.
Oh.
Nanawa.
Nanawa.
Yamyan.
Yamyan.
Aitha.
Aitha.
Kayawamyam.
Kayawamyam.
Makodam.
Makodam.
Abakushai.
Babakusha.
Shalat.
Salat.
Maika'ala.
Maika'ala.
Batazawadak.
Watazwadat.
Alahayam.
Alahayim.
La.
La.
Maganawa.
Maganawa.
Wapanawa.
Rapanawa.
Washamar.
Washama.
Alnawa.
Alnawa.
Vaikor.
Vaikor.
Shalat.
Shalat.
Awoka.
Aroka.
Shah.
Shah.
Yahushai.
Yahushua.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Ladamadnawa.
Lamadnawa.
Rabiam.
Rabbi.
Kakama.
Kakama.
Tabawana.
Tabawana.
Wada Aif.
Wada
Shah.
Shah.
The Barka.
The Barka.
Bahasham.
Bahasham.
Yahusha.
Yahushua.
The Wada.
The Wada.
Damyad.
Tamyad.
Vayulam.
Waivalam.
Amen.
Amen.
English translation. Blessed are you, Yahweh, the great, merciful, mighty, terrible, most high power, King of heaven and earth and all things living, and also the anointed from Yahweh, our Lord, our friend, the wonderful counselor Yahweh Shah. Please remember us, Yahweh, favorably, your people Israel. Help us build and gather Israel. Most high, we beg you right now, like the days of old. Please send the Michael and the righteous powers to protect us, heal us, and watch over us. And mainly send the spirit of Yahushua to us to teach us much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of thy word. In the name of Yahushua, always and forever. Thank you, so be it. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua that gives to us the law. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Asherah,
Asherah,
Nathanawa,
Nathanawa,
Athaorat.
Athaorat.
Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai that gives to us the light to see. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Asherah,
Asherah,
Nathanawa,
Nathanawa,
Awor,
Awor,
Laorat.
Larawat.
Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai that gives to us the ransom to call the people. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Asherah,
Asherah,
Nathanawa,
Nathanawa,
Quran,
Quran,
Ayo,
Ayo,
Lakora,
Lakorah,
A'ain.
A'ain.
Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai that gives to us the olive oil to anoint Israel. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Asherah,
Asherah,
Nathanawa,
Nathanawa,
Asheman,
Asheman,
Zayaf,
Zayah,
Lamashat,
Lamashah,
Yasha'Allah.
Yasha'Allah.
Yeshua, please be seated. All right, Shalom, Yasharala.
Shalom.
All right, welcome to our Yasharala Kanas. My name is Kahampo Quad. And together we're gonna go in the Sabbath service, reading the book of Leviticus. We are live in Philadelphia. Once again, Yasharala Kanas stands for the Congregation of Israel, where we teach the so-called Negroes and Hispanics, those who came here on cargo slave ships, and also those who traveled before slavery, who came here, known as the Indians, the so-called Indians. They are also the children of Israel. They made up together the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. So if you happen to have been reading your scriptures, if you knew, when you see Israel, it's referring to those people. Today, we're gonna read in the book of Leviticus and to see what this book is about. Pretty much the chapter in the 20th chapter in Leviticus, it speaks about punishment that will fall on to those same people, the children of Israel, if they worshiping idols. And we read in Exodus, the 20th chapter, if people don't follow these people that are called by the name of Israel, if they don't follow the Most High and they follow any other things or any other entity, the Most High will make sure he punish them. And that's what we're going to read, what the punishment will be if people happen to do these things.
Wow, blog.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom, Elder, Shalom, Israel. You know you're offline, right?
Already?
Oh no, it's back on.
Okay. Because I just turned it on. I just take off the blind that I was on it. But Toada for let us know. If you notice anything, just please let us know.
Modern technology.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Done. All right. Once again, I am Kahan Pokwad. I know it's been a while since you see me doing the service, but nonetheless, I am preserved by the Most High and I'm here today. What's important is that I'm here today. All right. All right. So let's get started. In the book of Leviticus, the 20th chapter, it starts. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Moses was being used as the Most High's mouthpiece, or as the Most High's envoy. So the Most High spoke to Moses, and he told Moses to speak to the children of Israel, his people. Verse 2. Again, thou shalt say to the children of Israel. Very specific, right? He's speaking to a very specific people. He sent Moses to speak specifically to the children of Israel. Whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn in Israel, right? Anyone, even if it was a person that lived in the land, or somebody who travel. For example, consider here, for example, a foreign land. Let's say I were to go to Jamaica, and Jamaica was Israel or was Jerusalem, right? Those who reside on that land, right? They are not considered strangers. But if I go there as an Israelite, I would be considered a stranger. So either people who live in the land and people who travel to the land, but those people, they still Israel, but they travel to the land. And let's hear what the instruction that the Most High gives to Moses to give these people, the Israelites. It says, and again, thou shalt say to the children of Israel, whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn in Israel, that giveth any of his seed unto Molech. So giving his seed unto Molech, meaning, you know how the Most High said, my seed, the first seed of the male, right? We should bring it or offer it to the Most High. So people back then, they were using the same custom, but they were using that to offering their children to Molech, right? Idol gods, right? So the Most High in Exodus 20th chapter, he says that he doesn't like that. He's a jealous God. And if any of us were to do that, he will visit us from the first to the third generation. So clearly he expressed how he feels about anyone who do such act. So continue on, it says in Israel, that giveth any of his seed unto Molech, he shall surely be put to death. And this is going to be the punishment for any one of the children of Israel who do that. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. So they should stone that individual and stone him to death. All right, so that's the second verse. Going on to the third verse now, it says, and I will set my face against that man, and I will cut him off from among his people, because he hath given of his seed unto Moloch, to defile my sanctuary and to profane my holy name. So remember, we used to do that for the Most High. Now doing it in the temple of the Most High, then we defile the temple. Right? In the temple, cannot do service to the Most High and do service to idols. And the Most High, he's a jealous God once again. So link with Leviticus chapter 20 and 3. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 5 and 11. Ezekiel chapter 5 and 11. All right, so when it says stone to death, and also this would be ways that the Most High will allow calamities to fall upon us. Not just stone, but when the Most High decide that he wants to implement punishment, the Most High can send punishment in any forms, any form of these that we're going to read. Ezekiel 5 and 11 reads, wherefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, surely because thou hast defiled my sanctuary with all thy detestable things and with all thy abominations, therefore will I also diminish thee. Neither shall mine eyes spare, neither will I have any pity. So the Most High will turn his eyes from us, and he will diminish us. In what sense we will be diminished? We will be very ineffective. We will not be useful to ourselves, and to our nation. That's how we become diminished. Not utterly destroyed, but diminished to nothing, to almost nothing. Also, in the same, all right, that's it on that one. That was Ezekiel 5 and 11. That was Ezekiel chapter 5 and 11. Also, you can link in the same chapter Ezekiel 23 and 38. Come in the same book. Ezekiel 23 and verse 38. And it reads, moreover, this day have done unto me. They have defiled my sanctuary in the same day, and have profaned my Sabbaths. Right? They have profaned the Most High Sabbaths. Ezekiel 23 in verse 38. Fine. So that links with the Leviticus 20 in verse 3. So back to Leviticus 20 now. We're gonna read verse 4.
Also Leviticus 18 and 21. Leviticus 18:21, you can link with Leviticus chapter 20, verse 3 as well.
Okay. 18:21. You just quote it. If he says the same thing. All right, so move on back to Leviticus 20. Now we at verse 4. And if the people of the land do any ways hide their eyes from the man when he giveth of his seed unto Molech, and kill him not, by harboring criminals. If anyone see that man that does offer his child or his children to Molech, if the people around ignore it and they don't do anything about it, they don't exercise stoning him with stones, it says, verse 6, verse 5 said, then I will set my face against that man and against his family, and will cut him off, and all that go a warring after him to commit whoredom with Molech from among their people. So not only he will be punished, also punishment will fall on the people who see him doing such an act and did not react accordingly. Verse 6. And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirit, and after wizards, to go warring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from among his people. So now, even in today's time, we have our people who make it a custom to call in evil spirits or calling the dead, right? Consulting the dead, right? So that they can tell them information that they need to know. So if any of us practice such ritual, the Most High will make sure that he exercise punishment on these people, right? So because it's a form of worshiping idols, and not only that, calling on the dead spirit, or dead spirit of your ancestors. Also, they have other ways of technique of doing these things, right? Ceremonies, magic, to call on unfamiliar spirits. So that soul will be cut off from among his people, meaning killed. Verse 7. Sanctify yourself, therefore, and be ye holy, for I am the Lord your power. So this is the message that the Most High gave to Moses to relate to his people, Israel. He said to clean themselves, to sanctify themselves. Right? It said to sanctify yourself, therefore, and be ye holy, for I am the Lord your God. And ye shall keep my statutes and do them. I am the Lord which sanctify you. Right? So the Most High, he's the one who sanctified us. And he said he's our Lord and Savior. He's our God. So him only shall we serve, not Molech and any other God. So go to Leviticus 19 and 31. Just few verses above the 20th chapter. We're going to read verse 31. Leviticus 19 and 31. Leviticus 19 and 31 reads, regard not them that have familiar spirit, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your power. Okay? So don't go and consult those people who have a custom of calling on evil spirits, or those that make it a practice, right, to call on or to practice rituals contrary to what the Most High give us. So if we do that and we go after those people, the Most High himself, he will make sure that he get rid of us. Okay, so that was Leviticus 19 and verse 31. And why do people do that? Because they get some sort of instant gratification. Some sort of, they see something that they're not accustomed to see right away. And that's why people do that. We want quick fix, but that quick fix will get us in problem with the Most High. And they do have those quick fix. And that's why it's there in the scriptures. It's because we used to do that. I mean, from when they read this, when they sent Moses sent them. So we used to practice it, and that's why the Most High put it there. And going forward, we still hold on to, such practice, even, after the Most High said, and then we see it here. More so today, people do it because the disconnect is even bigger. It's a larger disconnect between the children of Israel and now. At least back then we knew who we were, but right now we have lost our identity. And more so, we dive into falling on unfamiliar spirits. Tarot card readers, horoscopes. To the point now it becomes a business and it's everywhere. It's familiar, right? Well, it's fashion. No, you know, it's in style to walk to any place now in a major city. Let me go there and see what this person can tell me. I want some clarity in my life. I don't like the way my life is going. Let me get some clarity. Let's go get some clarity, you know, quick fix, and they tell you something and you believe them, right? All right, so let's move on back to Leviticus, the 20th chapter. Now we're reading verse 9. For everyone that curseth his father or his mother be shall be surely put to death. He have cursed his father or his mother, his blood shall be upon him. Right? Anyone that right here in 20, chapter 20, in verse 9, for everyone that curseth his father. So you wish ill will on your parents. If you wish ill will on your parents, so he's gonna be responsible for causing any harm happens to them, then he's gonna be responsible, or she's gonna be responsible. Okay, and these things they will, and that's why the Most High put them there. So his blood shall be upon him. So if the person died, they're responsible for that person's death. If you wish ill will on somebody, and in your ill wish come true, you will be responsible for that person's death. Their blood shall be upon you. Let's link that with Exodus 21 and 17. Exodus 21 and verse 17. Exodus 21 in verse 17. And he that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. It is a crime punishable by death. The death penalty on that crime. Second Samuel 1 and 16. Second Samuel. Second Samuel chapter 1 and verse 16 reads, And David said unto him, Thy blood be put upon thy head, for thy mouth hath testified against thee, saying, I have said, I have slain the Lord's anointed. With our mouth that we speak can say things that can cause us to be put to death. So be careful with that mouth. More so today. There's so much for us to get involved in, to say, so much thing that we can get into, that mouth can get us in trouble. More so than before, we have more things to give opinion on than ever before with our mouth. It's very tough to mind our own business, to stay focused and mind our own business, mind our own affairs. Okay, so that was 2 Samuel 1 and 16. See, all these things are evil devices, right? All the stuff that coming out, the way of the world system is messed up, where it can get you in trouble faster. With so much stuff for you to get involved in, and that would go contrary to what the Bible set up. So more so than today is how we can get in trouble. Today we can get in trouble more than any time before. So much to preoccupy our time. Back then, all you do is wake up, go to your land, build the land. At the end of the day, you get your provision, you go back home. Right now, you have so much, and sometimes you're wondering, can you have more time in the day to focus on so much thing that's coming up? Right? So stay with the basic of the scriptures and mind our own business. All right, so let's move back to Leviticus.
You just write them down. Matthew 15 and 4. Matthew 15 and 4 you can write down. Also Mark 7 and 10. Where Yahweh Shai, he's referring to this particular law. Give us some understanding about it.
All right, so that was Matthew 15 and 4 and Mark 7 and verse 10. Back to Leviticus 20:10. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. Shall surely be put to death. So if you or anyone commit adultery with his brother's wife, even that person and the woman shall be both put to death. More instruction from the Most High. Verse 11. And the man that lieth with his father's wife have uncovered his father's nakedness, both of them shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. So they responsible for their own blood, meaning they shall be put to death. If one commit adultery with his father's wife, they both shall be put to death. Kill. Now let's see why they gotta be put to death. Verse 12. And if a man lieth with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall surely be put to death. They have wrought confusion, their blood shall be upon them. So that brings confusion. So they got to be put to death because it brings confusion. It's like a rotten tomato. Tends to rot the other tomatoes upon contact. So get rid of the rotten tomato, at least you can save the good ones. So get rid of them completely. That's why putting him to death is the solution. So let's see more. Reading verse 13.
Yeah, with those two verses, 11 and 12, you can just link Leviticus chapter 18, verses 14 and 15.
That was Leviticus chapter 18.
14 and 15. Goes into uncovering the nakedness.
Okay.
Same figures.
Okay.
So Quad.
Fun.
Navian said for verses 11 and 12.
Fun.
The water.
I am the book. Okay. So verse 13 now. Leviticus 20 and 13. There you go. Homosexuality. If a man also lie with mankind as a life with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them. They're responsible for their own blood, and they both shall be put to death. In some instances, if you curse your mother and father, their blood shall be upon the person that cursing the father and mother. But in this case right here, if a man lieth with mankind as he lieth with women, they shall be put to death, and they responsible for their own death. Their blood shall be upon them. You can link Leviticus 18:22 with that. Leviticus 18:22. Okay. Verse 14 now. Do you see how many people would be killed in America or across the world if that law were to be put into application? So just imagine how much death will happen, right? When Yahushua comes and do the judgment. We don't know when, but wickedness abound. So a lot of homosexuality all across the world. So just imagine how much death there will be just on homosexuality alone. Outside of, other wickedness that people will be put to death. Just picture that. Leviticus 20:14 now. And if a man take a wife and her mother, right? If a man take a wife and her mother, it is wickedness. They shall be burnt with fire. See, that's another one right there. This one is, they got to be burnt with fire. They got to go to a burning so they can feel it. Because that's wickedness at the highest level. Wickedness to the extreme. Right? So you can't be married your mother. And you can't marry a woman with a woman. Can't marry a man with a man. So you can marry your mother with another woman. And you see how many people that we know today that would be put to death. Yeah.
Oh yeah, how the so mom's getting with me too, You talk to your mom also.
Right. And you cannot marry a daughter with the mom, with the mother. Right? You marry the daughter with the mom. That's wickedness at its highest. That's dirty business all around. So that gotta be burnt. Those people must be burnt. Imagine if you have lesbians listening to this right here. They're gonna think we radicals, right?
Preaching hate.
Right? So that's why love as is being defined in the world is not how the Most High defined love. Yes, the feeling at some point, but the feeling cannot take hold of righteousness. The feeling must be there, the connection must be there, right? You must feel, but it cannot take over righteousness, righteous love. When we do anything contrary to what the Most High said, I shall hate. Hate. If you love me, keep my commandment. John 14:15. How can we profess to love God and we do these abominable things? Stuff like that should not be done in the midst of our people. But guess what? Our people adapt these things. And we do them. Verse 15. And if a man lie with a beast, you could not imagine. If you were reading, imagine you were reading this 40 years ago, 50 years ago. You would say, what the Most High is talking about? Lying with beasts. How can men, people lie with beasts? Hey, it's happening today. So it was prophesied back then, even if we did not see it back then, but surely the Most High already see what was going to happen. Because he created the end from the beginning. Right? He see the end from the now. That's what you call having good vision. Good vision, because the Most High is the perfect example how to predict the future from the present. So you predict the future from the present. You see how the Most High does it. He predicts the future from the present. While we may not be able to do it the way the Most High do it, but we can predict somewhat the future in the present through our present action. Right? Through our present everyday action, we can predict the future. Because our action that we do now, that's the future. The steps that we take on an everyday basis, that's the future. The outcome of the future decides in the present. It's very tricky to take the present for granted. And when we get to the future, we realize, man, how I get myself here? Is a cumulative effects of the present action that we take every day that get us to where we are in that future. And when we get there, we shock. We're like, man, I can't believe this. I'm in this situation. Hey, we planned it all out unknowingly. We did it. We did the future. So wisdom gives us insight so that we prevent at least some of the things that could have happened, that can happen, that we prevent them from happening. Sometimes people say, how would I know if I would be in that situation? You don't want to be in that situation, then you prepare now. You don't want, when you're in the situation, you said, man, I wish I had known. Now you knew in the present when the choice was being made. If you have the insight of the scriptures, it tells you how to do things in the present. Cumulative effects of every day makes up where we are in the future. How we got into slavery, and the Most I was speaking about in Deuteronomy, he was giving us a choice, but we didn't see slavery yet. But we probably didn't catch what he was saying. When we got to slavery, like, man, I wish I had taken the other choice. But when the Most High said, I set before you this day life and death, blessings and cursings. right? We probably didn't understand what he was saying. We just you know, I picked this one, but the consequences of that comes later. Then you say, oh man, the Most High, why you let this happen? Why you put me into this situation? And in the present, you had a choice. And that, yeah. In a way, this man, he may say a bunch of things that make sense. Don't look at the individual. Look at the words. The words that he's saying, that he said, they have some truth to it. When he said slavery was a choice, indeed it was a choice. You may not like him or what he said. It was a choice. In Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter, the Most High said, if you choose this, here's what's going to happen. If you choose that, it's not going to happen. Right? So we're looking at the manifestation of slavery, but not how it started, how we got there. We're looking at all the atrocity that is bad for us that we wouldn't want to see our people go through. That's what we're looking at. But we're not looking at how it got started. How it got started. That's what we gotta look at. Right?
Because that's why they can't seem to understand still to this day why we're going through what we're going through, because we didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the more we keep blaming Esau and the other nation, the more we blinding ourselves to the reality of how we got started in the first place. It's like we putting with the responsibility on them as if they are the cause of our plight. They are used to, execute on the Most High's judgment on us for not picking the right choice. That's all it is. I mean, to a certain degree, I understand. We feel, point the fingers and boom. Esau is not going to change. And we've seen it, and we say it over and over, over and over, over and over. It's like the more we say it, the more we keep doing the same thing over and over. We keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting, things to change. It's not going to change if we're doing the same thing over. It's to go back, take responsibility of ourselves for what we did, and talk to the Most High. Right? I know it sounds very, unconventional, but that's the reality. It's easier to point the finger at somebody, but to really self-analyze to see what we need to change. And that's where it started. Because they make better buzz. They make us feel nationalists, and make us feel more nationalists, and we looking outside and to blame somebody. And our situation will never change, and we will be in that situation, if we don't take a different approach. To look within. Then when we look within, then we can see the enemy. But more so, we look outside. More so, we look outside because it's easier. It lifts the burden of thinking how we can change, and open up a conversation on how we can change. It's easier. Back to Leviticus. 20th chapter, verse 16. And if a woman approach unto any beast and lie down thereunto, thou shalt kill the woman and the beast. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Dogs laying in the bed. You see that in commercial, right? With the owner. Right? They in the bed, they showing it's commercial and it's love and you like your pets. and they like their pets, but they're not showing you off the camera what can happen. What you doing with the dog on your bed? The dog should have its own house outside. A pet is a pet. A pet cannot be on your the same way. If you want a pet, you touch your pet, go outside and you touch him and things like that. It can't be on your bed. Right? A pet is a pet. A human is human. A person is a person. So things got to be put in perspective. Just because Esau said it's okay, that doesn't mean it's okay. Before we know it, we start to develop unnatural love for the pet more than we do for human, for a person. Right. This is our people, man. We adapt things from the wicked person that we focusing on mostly, all throughout the day. That shouldn't be our focus. Esau shouldn't be our focus. In-house should be our focus. Teaching our people the right way in the script that the scripture said, teaching our people these things should be our focus. And it says, again, they shall be put to death. If a woman approach unto any beast and lie down hereunto, that shall kill the woman and the beast, they shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Verse 17, and if a man shall take his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and see her nakedness, and she see his nakedness, it is a wicked thing, and they shall be cut off in the sight of their people. He has uncovered his sister's nakedness, he shall bear his iniquity. Shall bear his iniquity. With verse 17, link that with Leviticus 18 and 9. Leviticus 18 and verse 9.
But what was that verse for?
That's for Leviticus 20 and 17. You link that with. I'll read it real fast. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. Even if they born at home or abroad, as long as you identified that daughter or that sister is your sister, you should not uncover her nakedness. That was Leviticus 18 and 9. So the Most High spent many verses saying the exact same thing so that there's no confusion. These things are clear. Back to Leviticus 20. Now we at verse 18. And if a man shall lie with a woman having her sickness, and shall uncover her nakedness, he have discovered a fountain, and she have uncovered the fountain of her blood, and both of them shall be cut off from among their people. Okay? If a woman is on her menstrual cycle, you should not uncover her nakedness. For that person is liable to be killed. So even though we under grace, Yahusha will come and do the killing. So in the meantime, for those people who are unwise, their sins are being piled up, and they will be killed for such an act. So it's not like the Old Testament is done away with, and people can go and be homosexual now, and all these laws we can, do away with them. We under grace because if everyone that commit these things, they would get rid of them right away. But the Most High give us a chance to Yahushua for our people to repent so that they don't get killed right away. Right away, you should get rid of. As soon as that happens, boom, you're done. Out. Out. So every day there would be some killing, given how this society is going on. You're talking about in the neighborhood, people get shot here, cops shoot you. Not every day would be a killing spree.
Especially right now.
Right, especially right now. Yep, it would be a killing spree. Right, so that would be considered chaos, right? But the Most High said, you know what? All right, no, don't worry. I'm gonna get rid of them once and for all. But at least even our people who get seduced by the society to practice these things, let me give them a chance. So all was already planned by the Most High. But our people continuously making the other choice, the slavery choice. Making the slavery choice.
Let's see if we got the teaching.
Right.
Kanye was right.
Right. The slavery choice, and also we thinking about the physical slavery, and with chains and things upon our neck, and we working in the field, right? But we don't think about us being in slavery now, with ideologies, in our head, and doctrines of the Esau in our head, right? Slavery just been modified from physical plantation to mental, with doctrines and other forms of teachings that they have today. That's slavery. Anything contrary to what the Most High said that we practicing, even though we're not in chain, because it's unconventional now today, because of human rights, quote unquote, human rights violation, then slavery, physical slavery. And sometimes people say, oh, slavery still exists, or slavery still exists. You mean physical slavery, but we still in captivity mentally, if we're not following the law, statutes, commandments. At the same time, you could be in slavery and not be in slavery. When you start keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you are slave under Yahusha. You are prisoner of Yahusha, but not prisoner of the doctrine of the world. So when we say we're still in slavery, yes, but there's a way to get out of slavery while slavery is still going on. It's the same way when you had people in physical slavery, you had people who rebel against physical slavery. Yes, slavery was still around, but those people, they refused to be physically slave. The same way you can be a free man, but under Yahusha, right? While in this kingdom, right? and you can still be free by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Same scenario with physical slavery. The Haitians, they didn't want to be physically slaves. They revolted against the French. They kill them and they get them out of there. Yet, they still today mentally slaves, but physically, while slavery was going on, they decided that they weren't going to be physically slaves. So while slavery is still going on, we can still choose to not be enslaved. The so-called Haitians. So that was Leviticus 18 and 9. So keep in mind, when we say we're still in slavery, we have to make sure that we're more specific when we teach people they still in slavery. If they ideologies are, they follow in the system, they still in slavery. But you can be free by start keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. But if you, after you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you still consider yourself a slave, that means you accept it. You accept slavery. And there's no way you cannot move around because you accept that mental slavery. And how you show that you're not enslaved is through action, like we talked about last night. Faith without action is dead. So you have to exercise the law. Then that general proof that you are not in slavery to this world, but you are in the scriptures. Because if we tell people they're in slavery and we in the scriptures, then what consider them? What's the point of even coming read the scriptures if we still enslaved, even though we read the scriptures? If we come and read the scriptures and we still tell people, why are you reading the scripture? You're still a slave, so what's the point? You can free yourself from mental and indoctrinated slavery by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Leviticus, the 20th chapter. We at 19th verse now. And thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, nor of thy father's sister. For he uncovereth his near kin. They shall bear their iniquity. And if a man shall lie with his uncle's wife, he have uncovered his uncle's nakedness. They shall bear their sin. They shall die childless. Childless. And if a brother, and if his brother's wife, and if a man shall take his brother's wife, it is an unclean thing. He have uncovered his brother's wife, nakedness. They shall be childless. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments and do them, that the land, whether I bring you to dwell therein, spew you not out. When you go back, you can go back to the dirt, right? If you don't want to go back to the dirt, then follow my commandments, follow my judgment. This is the instruction that the Most High gave Moses to speak to the children of Israel. Verse 23 now. Yeah.
Yeah, to link with the 21.
Mhm.
We already read it in Matthew, but Matthew 14. Matthew 14, 1 to 4. Going into John the Baptist correcting Herod because he was dealing with his brother's wife.
Mm-hmm.
And he corrected him. Kept him.
That was Matthew 14, verse 1 to 4.
Came with the plan to have her daughter dance, and then he said, wherever you want, I'll do it. I want John the Baptist head with flat.
Gone. Also with verse 22, link that with Leviticus 18 in verse 4. Just to show the order of importance of those scriptures, 18 say the same thing, very close. Right? It says in 18 and 4, ye shall do my judgment and keep my ordinances, to walk therein. I am the Lord your power. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. I am the Lord. Verse 23. Back to Leviticus 20 and verse 23. And ye shall not walk.
Papa, forgive me. Go over the verses again from what 21 you said?
For verse 21, you have Matthew 14, verse 1 to 4. And for 22, you have Leviticus 18 and 4 and 5.
Okay, the water. I just want to make sure. The water.
Come on. I am about. Okay, back to Leviticus now, 20 and verse 23. And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation, which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. All right. So the Most High said, do not do these things. But the other nation that he cast out before us, they do these things. But the children of Israel should not get involved in these things. With that, link Leviticus 18 and 3 with verse 23. Shalom. Leviticus 18 and verse 3. Leviticus 18 and verse 3 says, after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwell, shall ye not do. What do they say in this world? When in Rome, do as Rome do. Right? When in Rome, do as the Romans. But the Most High said contrary. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwell, we dwell now in the land of North America. We see these things happening all throughout. We see all the other nations that we come across daily doing these things. We should not do them. Same way when we were in Egypt, we shouldn't be doing them. Same way today, we should not be doing these things. Any of the 12 tribes, people from the 12 tribes should not be doing these things. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein he dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. So the Most High could have easily say also, after doings of the North American nations, should you not do, right? And that's pretty much the gist of it. We should not do after the heathen wherever we are, if we understand that we are the children of Israel. Shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Their ordinances, homosexuality is legal. It is legal.
Oh, here.
In their ordinances. Men with men, it's okay. So the Most High said you should not walk after their ordinances. Even they say it's okay, the Most High said, walk after my law, my statutes. The Supreme Court said, listen, it's okay, it's not illegal. They give you paperwork, you can walk down the aisle. It's abomination. Don't do after them. Our people should not be doing after them. Say, oh man, it's legal? Then you have people from the 12 tribes, now they married. Yep. That's this world for you. Walk after the Most High's ordinances. You don't have to bump head with them. Let them do what they do. But walk after the Most High's ordinances. And if you see our people doing it, warn our people for doing it. But them, let them do what they do. Don't waste your energy on them. Because you cannot change them. As a matter of fact, the more you tell these people not to do it, the more they're going to do it. But our people have a different spirit. We can tell them to do it, but how we tell them to do it and show them in the scripture what the Most High say. And if it's the Most High's will that they not stiff-necked and hard-hearted, and they willing and diligently to find a new way, it's just that they've been confused and fall prey to the other nations' wickedness, and because it's attractive, they give them some edge. And if they diligently acknowledge that, man, nothing is wrong, but I see that people move up, and it's a good thing that you're doing in the system, then be patient with them and teach them. But the other people, let them do their thing. Don't even try to convince them. Show them in the scripture men should not be lying with mankind as in lying with a woman. But don't waste your energy on them, try to change them and get overly angry, and that's wasted energy. Use that energy for your people. Use that energy in a positive way, because at least your people have a chance to change, because they acting contrary to what the Most High want them to act. But the other people, they acting exactly what they should be, what they are doing, because they are the wicked. So don't try to change the wicked. The wicked will not change. It's like you try to change your battery pole from the negative, you want to make it positive. It's not gonna work. Not in the system. Not in the setup. Positive and positive don't work in this system. That's why you have negative pole and positive pole, right? And then you plug them, then it works. Try to change it and see if it works. Try to make a negative pole, see if it works. In this system, I'm not talking about when the Most High's kingdom set up, but in this system, you got to have positive and negative. Now I'm talking about the, yeah, the battery poles, the positive and negative. You have the red, right, and you have the black one, right? In order for things to work, try to fire your engine with 2 positive red in your battery. You tell me how much success you have with that. Your car will never move. Try to run your electricity without positive and negative. Blackout. So in this system, don't try to change the wicked. The wicked is going to be the wicked. But teach the righteous to be righteous. Teach the righteous to be righteous. Sometimes too much energy is spent on trying to make Esau change. As a matter of fact, he's perfecting his negativity. While we're chasing, trying to make him change, and we're neglecting our own. Yeah.
What you saying, Jeremiah 13:23. Jeremiah 13:23 says, "Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leper his spots? They may also do good that are accustomed to do evil."
Right. Con. It's like you in the neighborhood, you chasing after the neighbor's kid, try to fix the neighbor's kid, while your kid is bad as hell. You're not fixing home, but you're running after other people trying to fix other people's problems.
Salaki.
Yes.
What verse is that for?
That was Jeremiah 13:23, linked with verse, which verse is more so, it's a comment on we cannot change the wicked to become righteous.
Okay. So what? All right.
Good. The wicked is gonna be the wicked. The Most High create evil for the day, he used that for everything is good. And Most High's eyes. Everything is good for its purpose. Wickedness is used for the Most High's purpose. Evil is used for the Most High's purpose. Righteousness, the Most High is all righteous. So when we go into it and how the Most High create things, it's at least for this world, very mind-boggling. And we can take like physical, simple stuff to explain spiritual stuff, and not make it complicated. Sometimes it gets complicated when we get into Esau's terminologies, jargons, and get into and trying to mix deep in Esau's word and try to compare. It's not gonna work. Just keep it simple. How shall I keep everything simple? Keep it basic. Because we live in a world, if something is basic, it can be good. It has to be complicated. We have to have h squared plus 2 squared, minus, positive, negative, double square, and then it says solve that problem. Then, man, I gotta solve that problem. We spend days, because if you solve it, that means you're smart. But you know what? You don't even know how to move here to there, but you can solve that problem. How good is that? You solve it on paper, save it on paper, but how about, little stuff, just little stuff, such as, keeping everything together, right? All right, enough on that. Let's move on. Leviticus 20, And now verse 25. Actually 24. But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land. Don't follow the wicked, because we're going to inherit their land. Right? If we follow the Most High. And I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that flows with milk and honey. Most High will give us the land that they claim to be theirs right now. That's why the Most High said, I will give you their land, right? They claim that this is their land. They are the real Jews. They flip everything upside down. Right? Everything is flipped upside down. But how do they do it? The Most High allow them to do it. Give them the pump to think that they are the one doing it. Right? But the Most High does it. So if we have any issue with them, take it to the Most High. Because the Most High give them the power to take it. Right? The Most High give him the power and the might to take it. If we try to go and try to take it in our own accord, neglecting the Most High, then we try to, do things backward. We got to go to the person who set it up. Right? You got to go to the boss. The Most High is the boss, right? You got to go to the boss. You can't go to the sub to fix the problem. All you're gonna do, you're gonna have fight. And the Most High right there and looking at you. Look at that. Look at these fools. I told them I set this thing up. But because of their pride, because they feel like, black power, they want to take over. I create these things. Come see me and I'll show you how I'm going to get rid of them. I'll show you, I'll give you insight. That's what makes us wise when we go to the Most High. In our experience that we go through every day, if we follow the law, statute, commandments, the Most High give us insight in his system and how he set it up. But we can only get insight if we do the law, statute, and commandments. The Most High give us insight. And if we're not doing the law, statute, and commandments, we'll get some insight, but it's not true insight. It's not true insight. It's not sustainable. It's temporary. And the Most High give us insight, each and every one of us, based on what the Most High wants us to see at a specific time for a specific project that we own. It's the same way I can go outside. I give Brother Daniel an assignment. I give Brother Gabar an assignment. I say, Brother Gabar, wake up. I'm giving you an assignment. Right? The assignment is, tonight when you go up, I want you to see if you see the stars outside. Right? And I said, I want you to go outside and see if you see the moon. That's your assignment. That's your project. So when night comes, you go outside. What are you all go looking for again? The moon. What are you going to go look for? You're going to go look for the star. That's your assignment. So when you come in, I said, what did you see? What are you going to tell me? What are you going to tell me? You see the moon. But both the moon and the stars, they both up there. Right. You understand what I'm saying? They both up there. But your assignment was to see the moon. And your assignment was to see the stars. You understand what I'm saying? But both the moon and the stars, they are out there. So the Most High lets you see what he wants you to see on the assignment that you want at a particular time. You understand? So he give you insight on what you want to see, given the project that you want in a specific time. So that's how the Spirit works. Right? Give to everyone what they want them to see. But both the moon and the star, they out there at the same time. But you didn't go there to seek the moon. You go there to seek. You didn't go there to seek the star. You go there to seek the moon. Right? So same night, two people see different things, right? Because that's what you do there to see, and that's what revealed to you. That was your job. Leviticus 20, verse 25. Let me finish 24. It says, "But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. I am the Lord your power, which have separated you from other people." Separated you from other people. The Most High acknowledge the other people, but we are separate. We are separated from the other people. 25. Ye shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean, and between unclean fowls and clean. And ye shall not make your souls abominable by beast, or by fowl, or by any manner of living thing that creepeth on the ground, which I have separated from you as unclean. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I the Lord am holy, and have served you from other people, severed you from other people, that ye should be mine. We don't understand the magnitude of the Most High calling us his. The Most High calling us his. He separated us. Right?
Right. Take longer.
Well, we all have some sort of separation. And anything we do, anybody from any nation understands separation. But when it comes to people, it's a whole different understanding people have when it comes to people. Right? In anything we do, we have separation. Organization, separation. You have different departments for different things. Right? You have this department, you don't want to confuse this one with this one, this one with this one, this one with that one. What's the problem with that? What's wrong with that? So when it comes to people being separated, a different meaning and connotation is put on it for people's, own, to serve people's urge of saying that we are racist. Indeed, we are racist. Not racist in the word that is created by a German, but racist in the terms that we are for our people first, because everybody will look for their people first. If something is happening in the neighborhood, you want to make sure your family is protected, right? Then you go out there and see what's going on, what you can do. What's wrong with that? Yeah, what's wrong with that? So I should leave my people and then go save other people while my people is dying, then I am not racist. I'm good. Is that what it means? I mean, I'm trying to understand, the stupidity, that people apply when it comes to, us being for our people. You see, the world wants everything, but they cannot, they want everything to be the way they want it to be, but not the way of the Most High. They want to have their cake and eat it too, righteous and wicked at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, heathen don't have any problem helping, buying, selling to their own. The minute we do it, what's the problem? The hypocrite. And then you come, oh, you're racist.
Right.
You're militant. And that's like business as usual for them, everything.
Right. What happened is, and I've seen it, They want to make everything for themselves, including their own people. You will be sold on the idea to keep shopping or keep doing things, for with them. And they have all kind of techniques to get you, to entice you. It goes right back to you. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? If you let them convince you, that means they have control over you. Should they? I'm talking about if we know the scriptures, should they? If you blinded, you being misled for lack of knowledge and ignorance of the scriptures, I can understand. That's completely understandable. But flip it the other way. If we knew this and we still, let that happen haphazardly without any us putting up some effort, then what are we saying? What are we saying? Because a lot of us, we go to school just like they do. On top of it, we know the scriptures. So what are we doing? Learning the same school that they do, learn the same thing that they learn. On top of it, we got the scripture in our hand that give us an edge. So what are we doing? We smarter than us with the scriptures? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. So that's where coming back home and analyze what we do is very critical. Instead of sitting and talking whole hour, 2-3 hours discussing how wicked Esau is, how can we do something in house? How can we do this? How can we do that? What can I do to change this? Where am I fitting into this equation? What can we do here? What about this, that, and the third? Let's follow up on what we're doing, or this, that, and the third. Let's do this, let's do that, let's do this. Rarely do we hear that. Oh, Esau's the wicked. Nah, me personally, I don't subscribe to that. I will point out with Esau's the wicked for the betterment of teaching my people, but that's about it. I can't waste my energy on other people who consider less than nothing. Yeah. While my people don't have the knowledge, and then I'm wasting my energy. At the end of the day, I have a headache when I'm done because I was arguing with Esau. Come on, man.
Yeah, the African is to pull the folks out of the matrix. That's where you'll get into deprogramming.
Right. Yeah, I get the headache for my people, but I can't waste my time and catch it. Not only he's not gonna change, I done waste my energy on him. I still gotta spend money to re-up my energy at his store. So who's losing?
Well, only other time you'll talk about them more is just so that our people can predict their behavior.
Right.
So that they can make the right.
So they can identify who the enemy is.
That's constructively talking about.
Gun. Verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine. A man also, or a woman, that have a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones, their blood shall be upon them. Done.
Serious problem, right?
It's very serious.
Most of us like, hope you fight. Let me tell you one thing. With the propaganda in society, this is pushed. You said it's trendy. It's cool. Movies, cartoons, TV shows.
Done.
Thank you.
Right. The quick fix, quick result. And the world attribute their success to that. And once that connection is made, it's easy. It makes it easier for us to get enticed into doing these things. All right. That concludes chapter 20. We will reconvene at 1:03. Right now it's 12:33. All right. So see you soon, Israel.